There we go. And they are off to the races. So we got BelthicGaming here, who is no stranger to Kirby's Dreamland. He's been at it for quite a while. But the one thing GreenSnowDog probably has an edge on right now is I believe Belthic has been focusing on extra mode for a while. So he's probably a little bit rusty coming into normal mode. GreenSnowDog, on the other hand, has been practicing normal mode almost exclusively as of late. Pretty equal through Poppy so far.
Yeah, that first section was pretty good from both. Let's gotta see if Poppy's gonna give us the dance.
Belthic gets the dance. GreenSnowDog taking an early lead.
You'll notice both runners here are going to be doing some lag management strats through this first level and just getting a lot of those enemies off screen wherever it's convenient, and you can do it while you keep moving. They're also going to do some well-timed damage boosts to try to get them past, saving those frames.
Both at 2 HP going into Wispy. Let's see what RNG looks like. Whew, GreenSnowDog getting the bad beats at the first cycle. Excuse me, y'all, I stumbled over my words there. Belthic getting solid RNG, though.
It looks like Belthic got about average RNG there with the win cycle in the middle, but yeah, that was a lot of win there in the beginning for Snow.
Oh yeah, and the gap is down to about 2 seconds, with GreenSnowDog barely in the lead. Maybe 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's very close so far. Both runners getting that jump over the two-face there. That can be kind of a tight jump.
At Lolo mini boss.
With this mini boss, it's a little bit faster if you get Lolo on the top row or the top 2 rows. Both runners got decent RNG there, but it is also a little bit harder to get up to that top row if it's the first.
And Belthic living dangerously, going for that curry kill. And GreenSnowDog is opting for the standard kill. I applaud Belthic for going for it. I don't know. I don't know if I'm risky enough to go for that.
It's definitely a risky strat to go for in tournament because it's very easy to lose a decent amount of time if you don't get in there in order to get the quick kill. But that was very good quick kill there from for one of them from Belthic. It definitely helped save some.
And maintains the same amount of distance. So that was a 3 cycle Poppy with curry kill, which is about the same as a 5 or 6 cycle Poppy without. So pretty neck and neck still. Excuse me, that was a 4 cycle, wasn't it?
I think so. I think it was a 4 cycle. But yeah, that curry kill is definitely it's a tough one to get, and it kind of depends on RNG because if you end up with Lolo or Lala on that top row like that, it can be hard to get up there and get them with the curry.
Yeah, Belthic's movement squeaks by that lead now. Toughest room in the game.
Yeah, that outdoor section there in the beginning of Floaty Islands can be pretty rough. There's a lot of lag management through there as well because there's just a ton of enemies on screen, especially with those cannons that just fire off tons of spray.
Oh yeah, and now we've got a nice tight race here.
You see SnowDog here opting to go for the curry. It's a little bit safer strat through this room because there's a ton of enemies. It's a little easier to get them out of your way, but it does cause a little bit of extra lag, so you have to account for that as well. One thing to note about the lag in this game is if the game lags, it's really easy to drop inputs, and so it can be a little bit difficult to get your precise movements that you want through laggy portions.
Oh yes, those inputs, they'll get eaten. The game won't even think twice about it. It looks like we have about a 6-second lead by Belthic so far.
Super clean Kabula fight from Belthic there. Also from SnowDog. Very clean fights. Both played dangerously up close, but it's easy to boost through that damage here in that first Kabula.
That's right. Live bold. This is another tough room. It's deceptively hard. There's a little bit of lag that you have to deal with. So you have to time your inputs accordingly.
Definitely. And we saw both runners get the jump in between those 3 Starfies. That is a super precise jump, and it's really easy to hit one of them and get like rebounded back from the explosion. And managing that with the lag can be difficult. This room that Belthic is in right now can be very challenging as well. It's one of the only rooms with horizontal and vertical platforming, and there's just a ton of enemies that are flying around that move very quickly that have RNG movements, so you have to be really on your toes when you're going through that room.
And Belthic navigated it pretty accurate. And GreenSnowDog doing a decent job as well, opting to float there at the end. Slightly slower, but definitely safer.
Yeah, they both made it through that room with pretty good movement. Snow is a little low on health, which might be a problem getting into the Cracko fight, but luckily Cracko's pretty easy to predict in terms of where the damage is going to be. Looks like Belthic was going for the glitch there. Almost got it. Looks like they were a frame or 2 late, but we'll see if they might get it in one of the next races. It's a fun little swag glitch. Doesn't save any time, but we'll see if we see it in one. And there it is. SnowDog got the glitch, puts Kirby into the background, just puts the sprite behind the other layers, just makes it a little interesting, a little fun little swag glitch. Basically happens because you inhale the power up at the moment that you go into, or the same frame that you go into the water.
So pretty looking, so pretty.
Super fun to see that in tournaments as well. It's a fun little glitch to throw out.
All right, Cracko Town. Let's see the first major RNG portion of the game. Cracko can take anywhere from 15 seconds to 8 minutes, depending on your RNG.
Looks like Belthic's getting pretty good RNG right now. They've been getting a lot of waddle doos, not a ton of back and forth.
Definitely solid. And GreenSnowDog starts off with a waddle doo as well. They're getting a lot of lemons.
Yeah, SnowDog not getting great RNG here. Getting lots of lemons and a lot of back and forth, unfortunately.
And Belthic takes a lead coming out of the stage. It's anybody's game still.
Oh, definitely. We still got one more fight with Cracko, and then we also got DDD fight and some more RNG coming up. So it's anyone's game, and there's plenty good movement that we're going to see coming up here that could also change up lead.
Now, I did, before the match started, see Belthic practicing a very dangerous strat right here. Hopefully, oh, okay, he opted not to go for it. I thought he was going to go for the duck under the Gordo, which, you know, it's a very, very tight slide you need to make. I wouldn't recommend going for that in the tournament.
Can you duck under that Gordo there? I did not know that.
I believe it's a 2-frame window.
That's pretty wild. It'd be interesting to see if Belthic goes for that in another game. That's a pretty crazy strat.
It's not something we talk about much. Very, very tough jump to make, and the amount of time it saves you is pretty negligible.
It looks like they're going for the other damage boost here, going through the Gordo. That was very tight. Seems like Belthic's been doing their homework, doing some studying up on these damage boosts and things you can do to skip the Gordos. They only save a little bit of time, but it's very flashy for sure.
As many matches as we've seen so far in this tournament that ended within 5 seconds of each other, I dare say every second counts at this point.
SnowDog going for that same damage boost. Yeah, I would agree. Every second is going to count with a lot of these runs. They've been incredibly close, so you want to make sure that every strat that you know how to do safely, that you're gonna go for it.
And Belthic at 5 HP, that's a nice spot to be right now. I'm not
Definitely.
sure. Oh, no. I certainly, Belthic is going to be going for double hits, so he probably wants to enter D3 with at least 4 HP. That's my sweet spot. Everybody has their own, but I prefer 4 HP or greater going into D3.
Yeah, especially if you're going to be going for those double hits, it's pretty hard to do without taking a damage boost, and you're definitely going to want to have some extra health to make sure that you're going to be able to make it through. Looks like both of our runners got pretty average RNG there. Looks like SnowDogs might have been a little worse, but definitely not too far off from each other.
Nope, a couple of mistakes here and some bad RNG, and SnowDog will catch right up. Nice Gordo skip there. Down to that exact 4 HP.
That's a very tight damage boost. That's probably one of the hardest damage boosts to the Gordos that I'm aware of in the Mount Deity stage. SnowDog getting a pretty good kill on Kabula there. Getting a little low on health, but they're going into Wispy, so they should be safe.
All right, here we go. D3.
Keep in mind, folks, this is still anyone's game. Deity has a lot of RNG that's going to play in here, so GreenSnowDog definitely has time to catch.
Deity not really wanting to give Belthic an opportunity to get double hits in yet.
Belthic's getting pretty good RNG here, though. They've been getting a lot of stars from Deity. I think that's like 4 in a row now.
There it is.
SnowDog making it into D3 now as well.
Yeah, Belthic wraps it up with a 12:05, official SRL time of 12:06. Taking game 1.
Looks like they got the double hit there on the last one, too. Had 1 health left, but they still went for it, which was definitely a nice little swag strat.
Oh, man. And SnowDog just inside that hitbox, but he'll go back into it with full HP. So that'll give him an opportunity to play around a little bit and maybe just get warmed up because we still got a game 2 coming up.
Yeah, definitely. And getting a little bit of extra practice on this DDD fight is not a bad idea. It's pretty tight. You want to stand as close to DDD as possible in order for DDD to travel the least amount of distance before giving you an attack. And it can be pretty risky if you try standing really close.
Four HP left on D3. And a 3. It's good to just get this RNG out of the way now, I suppose. It hasn't been great for Green Snow this time around.
Yeah, DDD's definitely been giving him a hard time.
And a 1 HP. GG.
Don't forget, folks, this is a best of 3 race, meaning that we have at least one more race left, so don't go anywhere. We're just going to let the runners get set up, take a drink of water, get ready for the next race, and we'll be underway in just a few moments.
Appreciate you all being here.
And don't forget, we got our eye in the chat.
Yeah, it looks like the race room is set up, so we're just waiting for everybody to get in and ready up, and we'll be ready to launch. Now's a good time to go ahead and let everybody know we're going to be having another race tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I believe. Hope to see you all there. All right, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. May have counted down a little bit early.
That's all right. I think there's a small delay between the countdown and what we see, so that's all right. But we should be undergoing here in just a second.
There we go.
After all, we gotta let the magicians behind Speed Gaming get everything synced up.
No doubt, no doubt. Pretty good looking room ones. Both of them are pretty on top of each other.
Yeah, that was very tight from both of them. They are very close to each other for sure. Now it really just goes down to if either of them are going to get a dance from Poppy here.
Good Poppy from both racers. And Belthic, the first one into the vertical room. GreenSnowDog just barely missing that door. Sometimes the doors are a little bit wonky.
Yeah, it can be oddly precise how close you need to be to the door in order to get into it, and they're not all quite the same.
Belthic with some wisps to start the fight off. GreenSnowDog gets apples immediately. That could be the game changer right there. Could even this up depending on GreenSnow's RNG. It's going to be darn close. What is that, about a 2 or 3 second spread? We're right on top of each other.
Yeah, they're very close. That was a very tight level, first level from both of them. So now we're heading to Castle Lolo. You notice both of them trying to avoid using that microphone there in that first room. They spit it out, but they use that by going through the door so it doesn't cause it to go off.
And the same thing with the bomb there. You want to make sure you're down canceling the bomb, just simply because it'll cause lag if you accidentally exhale it. Some people prefer jumping over it. I'm trying to remember if I jump over it or I cancel it. I don't know, it's just second nature at this point. I want to say I jump over it.
Yeah, it's muscle memory sometimes, and when you watch so many runs, you gotta go, man, what do I usually do?
Exactly. And Belthic, the madman, going for it again. Curry kill machine.
They went for it last time, didn't quite get that quick kill, and they said, nah, I need to get the quick kill in the tournament. We're going for it again. That's ridiculous. That's a very hard strat to go for. Super exciting to.
And looky there. Oh, got the right pattern, but just ran out of time. That's okay, though.
Yeah, any small delay in getting to the boss fight with the Curry can definitely make it almost impossible to get that quick kill, but they still got out of there super fast.
Belthic made the best of a bad situation. SnowDog just barely missing that Lola. Or Lala, rather.
Headed into Floaty Islands here, highly regarded as one of the most difficult stages in the run. There's just a ton of enemies everywhere, and there's a lot of lag management, and this water can be very unforgiving. It's very easy to fall off the bottom of the screen and die while trying to go through the water.
Yes, Float Islands is definitely, Room 1 particularly, is definitely where you show your stuff off. If you're a good player and you got advanced strats, this is where you show everybody. It is all about lag mitigation and trying to keep your momentum going.
There's also a bunch of different damage boosts that you might see in the first part of Floaty Islands. There's like 6 or 7 spots that are very opportune damage boost locations.
Belthic on the boat. We got GreenSnowDog not too far behind.
BelthicGaming going into Kabula with 4 health. That's pretty safe, but Kabula can definitely be rough if they give you a lot of those triple shots.
Belthic getting to Kabula.
Looks like
opting for a mid-range. Jinx.
Yeah, mid-range is definitely a safer strat here, and it really doesn't lose hardly any time at all.
And GreenSnowDog making it to Kabula. And Belthic is in Bubbly Clouds. Again, deceptively difficult rooms. It's not the most precise thing in the world, but it's the lag that comes along with it. It makes your inputs off just a little bit.
Yeah, that first room in Bubbly Clouds can definitely give you some problems, especially with all the star freeze. If you opt for killing them, it can slow you down quite a bit.
Whew, GreenSnowDog almost got knocked into the pit behind him.
But then they ended up using that damage boost, and they said, oh, well, I'm already taking the iframes, I might as well boost through these guys, and I think they used it to help save a little bit of time there, so that was, at least
Well
they used that to
played.
their advantage.
Belthic with the thread.
You can see a lot of crazy strats through this room that Belthic is in, with just threading the needle either over or under enemies. It can be pretty wild to watch. GreenSnow getting all the kills in that room in order to get them out of their way. Definitely a good strategy in order to try to mitigate damage.
Made light work of Cracko Jr. Let's see if GreenSnow is going to be able to... Oof, that was close. Oof, man. Take a death, and that means all the way back to the beginning of the room.
Yeah, that's a really rough room. I've definitely lost a lot of runs in this room.
Definitely.
Also, looks like Belthic got the glitch this time. Very exciting to see both runners getting that in the tournament. Fun to see. The last 2 enemies in that room are very hard to get around quickly. It's very easy to just barely clip into that last one and just barely hit.
And Belthic going into Cracko. Look at this. He's just in there having a good time.
See if Cracko is going to be a little bit nicer. Looks like so far pretty average RNG. A little bit of lemons.
Belthic, the RNG is looking pretty standard here. Pretty average.
GreenSnow also got the glitch this time.
So pretty.
That's 2 matches in a row too. Pretty consistent for a frame perfect swag glitch, if I do say so myself.
Agree. Belthic's still hanging out at Cracko. I tell you, Cracko will become your best friend if you play this game long enough. You'll spend a lot of time together. Get to know each other very well.
Lots of good quality eye contact.
Oh yeah. Gives you a bunch of lemonade.
Also,
and right about the time Belthic is leaving, GreenSnow is entering.
If GreenSnow gets good RNG from Cracko here, it could definitely help them gain a little bit of pace.
All right, with this RNG, GreenSnow may be able to close some of the distance. but I'll keep it transparent. This is going to be tough to make up this much gap. Essentially, we're going to have to rely on Belthic getting horrible RNG and GreenSnow getting good RNG. That'll tighten the race up a little bit. GreenSnow entering Mount D3.
Also, another thing to think about is Belthic goes for a lot of these damage boosts, and so they're definitely going to be could be a little lower on health going into D2D, meaning that a death is not impossible.
Not at all. Especially if we're going to see any cheeky movement, any weird Gordo skips, anything like that that could potentially go wrong and cause an insta death. Looks like they're keeping it pretty standard right now. So what you saw GreenSnowDog do right there, you're looking for that double hit. You more or less have to take damage to get the double hit. I don't want to say you have to. There is a very small window where you can thread between the two of them and not take any damage, but in order to make sure you're definitely getting it, it's almost advisable to just walk through the first enemy. So if you're walking towards Lola and Lolo is below you, you can inhale, walk through Lolo, take that damage intentionally to be able to get to Lolo in time and get that double hit guaranteed. If you want to try for damageless, you know, do so at your own risk, because it's a very tight window and there's a strong possibility you'll miss it altogether.
Yeah, getting those double hits without taking damage is very, very difficult. In terms of getting them consistency, I would argue it's almost not RTA viable. I always, whenever I go for them, I just try to go for damage boosting through. Looks like we're seeing a pretty good Kabula fight there from Belthic. And then GreenSnow is still stuck on Cracko here. This has not been good RNG for GreenSnow.
That's KDL for you. Belthic going into Wispy. It looks like SnowDog's on that last HP of Cracko. Boom. All right. Moving right along to Kabula.
Belthic getting good RNG there with apples out the gate. No wind cycle. No wind cycle at all there. Just all apples. That was a perfect RNG from Wispy for Belthic.
Well done. And here we go. D3 time.
We also got GreenSnowDog going into Kabula here with 3 health. Looks like they're going to be playing it a little bit farther back in order to try to play a little bit safe.
Caught that 1 damage there. So another thing you can do, if you're playing back and Kabula shoots the cannonballs at you in a straight line, let's say, and you're at the bottom of the screen and Kabula's heading up, you can actually head up at a diagonal angle to close the distance, and the balls will miss you every time. It takes a little getting used to, but it'll save you a little bit of time.
Some good pro strats for you. I did not know about that one either. Looks like Belthic's getting pretty average RNG here from D2D, getting a fair amount of runs, but quite a few stars, and it looks like they've got a good double hit there as well.
And this should wrap it up right now. Got a 12:28 official SRL time of 12:34. Congratulations, Belthic. Well done. Now GreenSnow's entering D3. Let's go ahead and get a strong finish here too. And let's remember, this is a double elimination tournament, so GreenSnowDog is down in the lower bracket, but not out of the tournament.
Yeah, GreenSnowDog, very, very good runner, fun to commentate. They definitely did not get good RNG very much this run. I think that definitely played a bit of a part in their times as well.
Yeah, and just like a slap in the face, D3 is giving phenomenal RNG all of a sudden.
They did get a very clean double hit there, damageless, which was very nice.
And there we go, 13:34. Official SRL time of 13:51. GG, runners.
Yeah, good game to both runners. That was definitely very close, especially in the beginning and middles of both runs. RNG played a bit of a role there, but both runners had very clean movement. We saw some fun glitches and some fun damage boosts and Gordo skips from the runners. So that was definitely a good run from both of them.
Now let's see if we can get either of them in here for some commentary. See if they want to tell us their thoughts on the match.
Looks like we got GreenSnowDog about ready to come in. Let me see.
Hey, SnowDog. GG.
Hey, oh god.
That was rough Cracko RNG. I can't argue with that. that was very difficult to watch.
It's been all over for me. First one, I'm all right. I was happy with first one a bit. The second one, just disappointed in my death. It ruined everything.
It happens. It happens. And we have Belthic in here now too. Congrats to you, Belthic.
GG.
Thank you.
So the curry kills. What happened, man?
You went for curry kill on.
Oh, he went for curry kill.
Yeah, I go for curry kill. I'm awful at that fight without it.
I definitely thought you were going to get it the second time. That looked dead on.
I had the pattern for it, but I messed up the approach to it. I didn't get into the door right away, and I missed. I think I bonked on like the third room going into the final room as well. So if I would have went for it, I probably would have gotten 2 of the 3 hits in the last sprite. But
it was probably a very strong run
for it, but
it was super close. But that just goes to show, like, any small amount of like glitch in trying to get up to the boss fight with that curry kill can like just barely cost you enough time to not be able to get those hits in. It's super fun to see you go for that strat though, and it definitely didn't lose you any time.
Yeah, it's fun. It's hard to go to, and I always tell new runners not to do it until they're more accustomed to the game, because it is tight. Like you cannot make any mistakes at all. Like one little bonk and it's kind of a...
You also went for quite a few of those Gordo skips as well. You went for that really tight one in the Wispy refight, which was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So for a second there, I definitely thought you were going to try to do the Gordo skip going back into Castle Lolo on the refight.
I definitely contemplated it.
I was worried.
Yeah,
I was practicing it.
Yeah, I didn't even know that you could skip that Gordo in Castle Lolo, and then Todd was like, "Oh, I think they're gonna go for it," and I was like, "That would be crazy to go for on a run." But yeah, no, seeing you go for those other ones was just wild. Also, you guys both got the background glitch in the Castle Lolo.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. Green Snow got it both times.
Nice. Yeah, I don't like the background glitch. It does save a little bit of time, but I can't see where I'm going, so I don't like background glitch.
Yeah, the only bits you can really see yourself is the stars.
Yeah.
But it's not... You know where Kirby is most of the time.
Yeah, it's more so lining up for the wall to shoot it out more than anything. Once you get past the wall, it's perfectly fine, but it's the lining up for that second row from the top and getting that first initial hit in that row to get Kirby into that little nook is the tough part with background glitch.
And the second race was also very close up until the... what's the room I'm looking for? Is it room 3 float islands? Not float islands, room 3 bubbly clouds. Green Snow, you took that unfortunate death there. It was a very clean room up until that last hit.
No, that's the most annoying bit for me, because I was just taking hits and I was just like, I need to slow down, but nope.
Yeah, right at that last door. That is... y'all were very... I won't say neck and neck, but it was definitely close right up until then. And then on top of that, like you said, the RNG Cracko gave you the second time, and it just wasn't your day today.
No, RNG
not with that type of RNG.
RNG was weird today.
Yeah, and then also Belthic got pretty decent RNG through like that whole second game, and you got a perfect Wispy fight on the second refight, and your Cracko RNG was like not bad either. So like it really just didn't give GreenDog any chance to catch up.
Yeah, a lot of the fight, especially with DDD though, is the trick is to fight close. Like if you don't know like the RNG manips that Speedman has found, like the biggest trick to DDD is fighting him close, but not too close, because DDD has 4 distinct motions on whether or not what his attack is going to be. So you can give a pretty good guess of what the attack is going to happen. So it gives you enough time to react to a hammer or the suck in or whatever else he's going to do.
Now, speaking of D3, Belthic, I didn't see you going for any of the double hits. Were you concerned about HP?
No, I'm awful at them. I usually just get both stars in a way when I go for it, so...
Not really worth taking the damage if that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was probably pretty safe in the second race. I think I had like 4 HP going into the fight, but I was just like, eh.
Yeah, I saw GreenSnowDog. I saw you got at least 1 or 2 double hits, at least on that last D3.
Yeah, tried once or twice, just to see if I can do it. That was mainly it.
It takes some practice, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a lot of positioning, like knowing where to line Kirby up with the first star that you're going to inhale. And honestly, like I'll either, like for me, I either shoot the star too early and miss DDD completely, or I suck in both stars. Like I think I get double hit like once every like 15 tries.
Yeah, it's super hard. It's super hard to get it, especially damageless. Like it's just super precise, and when you're in that D3 fight, if you're even like a little bit low on health, it's just super stressful to try to go for it at all.
Yeah, like if I had 2 hit points, I for sure wouldn't go for it, simply because like a lot of things can happen. Like DDD can kind of trap you in the corner because DDD's hammer behind him like extends his hitbox, so you can get hurt from that. And this is a lot of things DDD can do to you if you trap yourself in.
Definitely, you definitely want to play a little bit safe, so you have a little bit of health to play with if you accidentally take it.
And with that match, it looks like Belthic is going to be advancing into round 3, going against Terrific Tracy. So that should be a pretty good matchup. And GreenSnowDog is going to be taking on Chooch in the consolation bracket. So I want to say good luck to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm very interested to see what's going to happen next.
It's definitely been a heated tournament so far. There's been a ton of races that have ended within 5 seconds of each other, I feel like.
And definitely a ton with RNG.
Oh, yeah. Certainly.
Dude, what race was like Friday, I think it was, between Knight and Kinnan? That race was
great. Good grief, come on.
No, Kinnan got basically 8 hits from DDD in a row he could attack. Well,
I want to say he was behind by 45 seconds going into D3 and still managed to scrape it out.
Yeah. He had a death, I believe.
That's absolutely ridiculous. That's like ridiculous RNG for DDD. Getting more than like 3 or 4 hits in a row is just mind-blowing.
All right.
Does anyone have any final words they want to throw out there before we end up the?
Any plugs?
No.
Nope. If you're wanting to learn this game, Speedman has a sweet little tool out there to teach some RNG manipulations in this game that he's found. So follow him on Twitter, Twitch, everything else. To see when it gets released and try it out. It's an easy speed game. This was the first speed game I ever picked up, and it's easy to learn. The glitches are pretty minute if you're just wanting to get a decent time. If you're wanting to contend for a top time, obviously you want to learn them, but for the most part, it's a very easy game to learn.
Definitely. Also, the first game I learned. I didn't know that about you, Belthic.
Oh yeah.
It was also the first game I learned. Look at us.
Well, look at that, y'all.
I mean, I've been running this game for 4 years now, so.
Hey, well, again, thank y'all both for participating in the tournament and good races.
No problem. I'll just hope RNG will be better.
Bless RNG.
Bless RNG.
That should be just known every time a Kirby race happens.
Yeah, definitely be hoping for a little bit better RNG for you in the future. That was a rough race for you there, bud, with the Cracko. So I wish you the best of luck with your RNG in the future, as well as you, Belthic.
Thank you.
All right, and with that, I just want to thank everyone for joining us today for this race on Speed Gaming. Thank you so much to Speed Gaming for hosting this tournament, and thank you so much to the great Todd Man for joining me on commentary, and thanks so much for setting up this whole tournament, bud. That's very, very nice.
Oh, not at all, not at all. Thanks for having me on the commentary. Y'all have a good rest of the day. I'll see y'all again for the match at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight.
Yeah, definitely not going to want to miss that one. You're going to get, let's see, we got Thomas Yim99 versus Atraz, and you got commentary from the great Todd Man here, as well as Pro 007, another contender in the tournament.
That'd be a super good race. Atraz learning this game pretty quick. He's a really good runner. And Thomas has been at it for a few years now, so he's got a lot of experience.
I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to be a tight race.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, definitely. That'll be a good one for sure. And don't forget, we also got more matches coming up. We got one on Tuesday at 8 p.m. and another one next Saturday at 8 p.m. when we'll probably be booking more. So keep your eyes on the schedule if you're trying to catch these tournament races. I'm sure there'll be plenty of great tight races this week. All right, well, thank you guys so much again for having me. Don't forget to check out the runners' Twitch channels as well if you want to see them play some more Kirby's DreamLand and other stuff. And thanks again for everyone for setting this up, and hope you all have a great night.